Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly entertainment news video. We have so much to go into when it comes to Marvel side of things here. We've got some Supergirl, release date for Megan and Five Nights at Freddy 2, along with some update when it comes to Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th. So let's dive right into it here. Now, first off, I apologize. I haven't been up to date when it comes to like these weekly entertainment news videos, especially this year. You can probably tell I'm still getting over this damn cough, this damn throat. So last week I just hadn't had the chance to record, so I apologize. There was a lot of things that was announced, but I'm going to try to get through as much as I can when it comes to like this video. So if you are new to the channel, do consider hitting that subscribe button as we do these relatively every single week. A couple of hiccups this year in 2024, but we are going to be trying to do this every single week. Plus I do other types of videos when it comes to like movie reviews, TV reviews. I also do tier ranking. Just did a tier ranking video for all the Planet of the Apes movies, so you can go check that out somewhere around here. In terms of these types of videos, timestamps are going to be in the description down below, so if there's any story you're more interested about, anything that you want to learn more about, timestamps will always be in the description down below, because we're going to kick things off straight away with one trailer that actually piqued my interest, and that's going to be the Dune Prophecy trailer. Now this is sort of like a prequel. It's going to be a series taking place 10,000 years before the birth of Paul Atreides, with the story focusing in on the Harkonnen sisters as we get to know them becoming the Bene Gesserit. And honestly, I was not expecting this to come out. I heard that they were working on this, but I was not expecting it to come out so soon. It's actually coming out in the fall of this year, so like pretty much around the end of this year. And the trailer honestly does look fantastic. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Dune movies. I've yet to read the books, but Dune Part 1, Dune Part 2, absolutely phenomenal movies. So far, Dune Part 2, favorite movie of the year in 2024. So with this trailer, honestly looks absolutely fantastic, so I cannot wait to be checking that out. But if you've seen the trailer, what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. Will you be checking it out? Will you be giving it a miss? Let me know down below. Now for the next couple of news stories, basically earlier this week Amazon came out and did this presentation when they revealed all these sorts of projects that was announced. So we're just going to go over a couple of things that they do talk about here. So the first one that I want to talk about is Roadhouse, the latest movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. Now I've been hearing a lot of praise about this movie. I've yet to check it out, but a lot of people have been praising the movie, really enjoying the movie, and I have heard some like negatives in terms of the movie itself, but honestly it's one I'm actually really curious about. However, because the movie was a hit, Amazon went and decided that they want to make a sequel. So it's been confirmed here that Roadhouse 2 has been announced, is going to be in the works with Amazon. Now what's interesting is that in terms of like behind the scenes stuff, the director came out and said that he actually wanted this movie to come out in theaters rather than actually coming out in streaming. So there was some like disputes going on behind the scenes with the studio and with the director, so it's not clear on whether the director will be returning to this movie, but we have got confirmation that Jake Gyllenhaal is actually going to be coming back for the actual sequel itself. This definitely did caught my eye because I have been hearing nothing but great things about the first one. It's a movie I am planning on checking out in the next coming months, so once I see that I'll probably know my excitement level when it comes to the sequel. But if you've seen the first movie, what are your thoughts about the sequel? Are you excited for it? Will you be checking it out? Let me know down in the comment section below. Another one that I also haven't checked out, haven't had a chance to check out, is the Mr. and Mrs. Smith series based on the actual movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This is with Donald Glover here. We actually got confirmation that season 2 has been announced, renewed for season 2. It has got confirmation that Donald Glover and Maya Erskine aren't actually going to be coming back for season 2, so I'm not sure what direction they are going to be going with when it comes to season 2. Again, I've not checked out season 1, but I have heard great things about the show. I was a bit hesitant because of seeing the movie. I really enjoyed the movie, so I didn't think that this could be any better. But after hearing the positives about this show, I definitely do plan on checking it out again in the next coming months because I'm behind with a lot of stuff. But since I've not seen the show, I can't really comment in terms of excitement levels or anything like that. But I am finding it weird that both the main characters aren't going to be returning. But you see this and you hear this. If you've seen the show, what are your thoughts about this? Are you disappointed they're not going to be returning? Are you excited for season 2? Let me know down in the comment section below. And then the final newsworthy story that Amazon also announced is that they got confirmation that a Tomb Raider show is in the works with Phoebe Waller-Bridger working on the project itself. Now it's confirmed that Phoebe Waller-Bridger won't be actually playing Lara Croft Tomb Raider, which honestly I'm a bit thankful about that because I really wasn't a fan of her character in the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny movie. Been seeing a lot of fan casting of Melissa Barrera possibly playing Lara Croft, and honestly I think that is a great casting choice. I don't know if they are going to be going through that route. Another casting that could honestly work is Ella Burnell from the Fallout show. I think that was a really good casting choice for that, so I think that could also work as Lara Croft. But again, this is just basically early stages of it, but it's good to see that they are working on a series. I feel like we haven't really had Tomb Raider when it comes to live action, when it comes to shows, movies, or even video games for a long time. Honestly, I could be wrong, but I think the last one was like, I I think the last like game came out in like 2019, 2018 or something like that. And I remember growing up playing those games with the graphic. Honestly, if you look at it right now, it's absolutely laughable. But it's great to see that we are actually going to be seeing a series on that. So that's definitely one I'm really pumped about. Out of all the Amazon stories, this one I'm most excited about. But you see this and you hear this, what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. Are you excited for the series? Who would you cast as Lara Croft? Let me know down below. Okay, now for the next news story, we have got an interesting update when it comes to the Shogun series. A show, honestly, one of my favorite shows of the year. If you haven't seen the show, I highly recommend. I've done a review for it. You can check that out somewhere around here as well. A fantastic show. But coming from the Hollywood Reporter, confirming here that Shogun season 2 and season 3 is in the works, with creatives including Justin Marks, Rachel Condon, Michaela Claver, and Hiroyuki Sanada, all returning as a former limited series, will compete for the Emmys in the drama categories. Now, it's definitely in the early stages, because in the article is showing here that both seasons are in development, meaning that a 2-season renewal depends on how the creative comes in. A writer's room is being assembled and will open in the summer to explore a continuation of Shogun beyond Claver's original novel. And honestly, I'm kind of excited, but I'm also a bit confused, because if you haven't seen the show, I won't give out any spoilers, but certain characters, what happens with them really doesn't leave room for them to come back with season 2. If you've seen the show, you know 2 characters definitely spring to mind, and the way they left off everything in the finale kind of left it with room to grow, with a lot of things to explore. But it definitely felt like a one season, one show ending off everything, especially because it was all adapted from the original novel. But I definitely have kind of an idea in terms of where they can explore different clans, different tribes, different battles that they can go through. And honestly, the show itself, I didn't want it to end. I definitely do want to see more of it. So I'm actually really happy that they are going to be working on it. Again, definitely in the early stages. So they're working on creative writing and working on what they could possibly do for season 2 and season 3. So still nothing concrete, but definitely it gives me some excitement here, especially with everybody involved in season 1 coming back to work on season 2 and season 3. This definitely gets me hyped. So you see this and you hear this, what are your thoughts? If you've seen the show, are you excited that they're going to be doing a season 2 and season 3? Where do you think they could be going when it comes to the story? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, now let's move on to some horror news here. So coming from the Variety, we've got some release dates when it comes to a couple of different projects here. So coming from the Variety, confirming that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 sets a December 2025 release. Megan 2.0 and Black Phone also get new dates. So let's start off with Five Nights at Freddy's. So this is confirming here that Universal and Blumhouse's Five Nights at Freddy 2 are horror sequels set in the haunted Chuck E. Cheese-esque establishment known as Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, will land in December 5th, 2025. A weird release date, I'll be completely honest with you, coming out in December, where I would have thought you would have wanted it to be released in September or even October, like that horror Halloween period, rather than coming out in December. So that's pretty interesting. But so far, from the top of my head, I think Avatar 3 is the only movie I can think of coming out in December of 2025. Nothing else really springs to mind, but that's still a very interesting choice here. But again, I have not checked out Five Nights at Freddy. I'm behind in so many different things because I'm working currently on a binge watching series. I remember they did come out saying that they are going to work on like the horror elements with the movie, and then they have taken on the fan feedback, so hopefully that means that it's going to be more horror centric and improved from the very first movie. So that's definitely one to keep an eye out. So you see this and you hear this, what your thoughts are about the release date? Will you be checking it out in December? Would you have preferred a different release date? Let me know down in the comment section below. But the next movies that they've also mentioned here is that Megan 2.0 went from May 16th 2025 to June 27th 2025, which is a little bit of a worry because they keep pushing the movie back further, and honestly, I'm hoping it's because they are going to try and make it a more rated R type of movie. Maybe not fully rated R, but just more pushing it and leaning it towards that rated R and just making it a good movie. I enjoyed Megan, the first movie. I thought it was pretty entertaining, but I'm hoping that they do focus on the rated R aspects of the movie itself. And then also we got confirmation that Black Phone 2, a movie I'm really curious to see what kind of direction they're going to go with, especially after what happened with the first Black Phone movie. So that's confirmed going from June 27th to October 17th 2025. I actually prefer that kind of release date, but because it's in that horror Halloween environment, so I honestly prefer that release date. But you see those 3 release dates when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy, Megan 2.0, Black Phone 2, all these sequels to these movies. What are your thoughts about these release dates? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, now speaking of horror, we've got a huge update when it comes to the Friday the 13th not movie, but just the franchise in general. So coming from Bloody Disgusting, confirming here that Jason Universe, the Horror Inc. begins a new era of the Friday the 13th franchise. So here's the plan. Now actually, before we dive into that, this was coming up last week, but the A24 Crystal Lake, Camp Crystal Lake series was first apparently reported to be cancelled. Then it's apparently been reported that's been retooled. So that Crystal Lake series is coming out, but it's not going to be focusing on the Pamela Voorhees side of things here. It's going to be looking like a complete different overhaul with that show, which honestly I'm actually thankful for, because I really wasn't interested in a Pamela Voorhees backstory show. So we're still getting that. I just had to quickly run that down because I didn't get a chance to explain it last week, since that news came out last week. But in the article it's saying here that a new era from the original owners of the Friday the 13th franchise. So what does this mean? New Friday the 13th activation will span a wide range of platforms, from entertainment, games, immersive experience, merchandise, and more, to be announced throughout 2024. Now notice, no mention about movies or anything like that. Because basically what this article is showing here is that they want to bring back Jason, but with the Friday the 13th situation, it's been stuck in such a messy legal battle for years. They got the issue resolved slightly, but it's still a little bit messy when it comes to like the movie side of things here. So with this, it's kind of confirming that you're going to see Jason Voorhees in video games. You're going to see Jason Voorhees in like these experiences, like these the Universal Studios and that kind of stuff there. You're going to see him in merchandise and probably see him in like TV shows, but still nothing about movies. So if you were expecting Jason Voorhees, another Friday the 13th movie, doesn't look like that's going to be happening anytime soon, but we will start seeing more of Jason Voorhees. We'll start seeing more of him possibly in like a video game, another Friday the 13th video game, possibly another kind of show. But in terms of like the movie side of things here, because even in the article it's showing here that Victor Miller, who was a writer of the original Friday the 13th movie, won back the rights to the original classic horror movie several years back. And the film director, Sean Cunningham, has been battling Miller over the legal battle for years, but they finally got together with each other to be able to do this whole Jason universe. But they've even explained here that the movie rights are a completely different thing. They are tied up with New Line and are super messy. So basically, again, just confirming, no movie right now when it comes to Friday the 13th, which is such a shame. But thankfully, we are still getting something with shows and other kind of stuff with Jason Voorhees. At least there's something. But you see this and you hear this. What are your thoughts about this Jason universe? Are you excited about this? Are you honestly just disappointed and wanted to see the movie? Let me know down in the comment section below. But we'll move on to some DC side of things here, because James Gunn has confirmed the release date for the Supergirl movie. So we're getting Superman, that's going to be coming out next year in July of 2025. Okay, so this is coming from the Deadline, confirming here that Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, the second pick from James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC Studios, is getting a summer 2026 release date. Put it in your calendars to wear your tights and capes. On June 26, 2026, Warner Brothers DC Studios feature the take of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow will be hitting theaters. With also confirmation that Craig Gillespie is going to be directing here, because James Gunn even confirmed that Craig, Millie, Anna, Chantel, Peter and I are all excited to get started with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So looks like that's going to be the next movie in the James Gunn DC era now. So we're getting Superman Legacy, like I mentioned, next year. Then in 2 years time, we're getting Supergirl. Honestly, I've been trying to get this damn comic just because I'm curious about kind of story that they are going to be going for here. But I've heard nothing but great things about this comic. I've been hearing nothing but great things about the story that they could lead with it. So definitely excited about this, especially with what James Gunn is cooking when it comes to like the DC side of things here. So definitely a lot to be excited about. So you see this and you hear this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Okay, now let's move on to some Marvel side of things here. So first, let's talk about the Spider-Man side of things here. So we actually got confirmation of a Spider-Man Noir show from Amazon. So this is coming from the Deadline, confirming here that Spider-Man Noir starring Nicolas Cage gets an Amazon series order. And essentially what the story is here is that Noir tells the story of an aging and down on his luck private investigator in 1930s New York who is forced to grapple with his past life as a city's one and only superhero. Now, with this, I'm a little bit on the fence. First of all, when it comes to Nicolas Cage, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I'm kind of in the mixed bag with him when it comes to some of his movies. His performances have always been hit and miss for me. So that's one aspect of it here. What's curious and what's really intriguing in terms of like the actual story here is saying that it's a story about an aging and down on his luck private investigator in 1930s New York who is forced to grapple with his past life as city's one and only superhero. So I don't know if it's going to be focusing on the Spider-Man aspect rather than the Peter Parker aspect, but this show definitely has so much potential with it. It's got a lot of elements that can really work. So this one, I'm on the mixed fence, like I said, but I'm kind of leaning more towards like excitement over hesitation with this show because of what the potential that they could do with it here. So you see this when you hear this. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. So going from one thing we know is coming to another thing we have actually heard is now being cancelled here. So again, coming from the deadline, confirming here that Silk, the Spider Society series, is not going to be moving forward with Amazon. So in the article, it's actually stating that this series had been in the works for about 5 years and had been greenlit for 2, but it's just been up in the air right now. Apparently the series went through at least 3 different versions before it was scrapped by Amazon Prime Studio. What's really interesting too is that apparently one major request by the executive was for the writing team to change the show so it didn't focus heavily on Silk. So they didn't want the show Silk, the Spider Society, to be focusing on Silk, which explain that logic. But Sony is shopping around the series to other streamers, so it may be cancelled with Amazon. So it's definitely not the last we'll see of it. It's definitely not a Coyote versus Acme situation here. Right now, we won't be seeing that show. Crazy to think that it's been 5 years since they first were working on this and literally no progress whatsoever with it. So it looks like we are getting a Spider-Man Noir series. However, we're not getting a Silk Spider Society series. So you hear this and you see this. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. But earlier we talked about Amazon and announcing a couple of projects that they did. Disney also announced a couple of things on their side. Now, in terms of Disney's side of things, it was more focused on like the Marvel side. Like they announced a couple of things when it comes to like Wizard of Waverly Place, amongst other things that, I'll be honest, didn't really excite me that much. But in terms of the Marvel side of things here, so first of all, we actually did get confirmation that the Ironheart show is actually going to be coming into effect next year. So that show, which honestly finished filming about 3 years ago, is now finally getting its release date. It just feels like it's been in the limbo for years. So we got the first look at the first new logo of the Ironheart show. I'll be honest, my excitement level is not that high when it comes to the show. I really enjoyed Riri Williams' performances in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie, but just because it's been so long and there's been no updates or anything like that, I can't really say my excitement level is through the roof. Hopefully once we see a trailer, maybe there might be some excitement, but with this one, honestly, just I hate to say it, I'll see it when I see it, I guess, but I'm just, again, not overly excited for it. Another thing they announced was that we finally got a release date for the Agatha show. So we finally got an announcement for the Agatha show. So it's confirming here that it's coming out in September 18th of this year, so in about a couple of months time. But we've got finally the confirmation of the actual title of the show. So if you weren't aware, they've been literally replacing the name of the show for God knows how long. So first it was Agatha House of Harkness, then it was Covenant of Chaos, then it was Darkhold Diaries, amongst so many other things. But then what Disney wants to do, trying to be clever, the title of the show is actually called Agatha All Along. It's been Agatha all along. I just honestly just see Bob Iger laughing his head off at that announcement with that. But honestly, we are getting confirmation that so this is going to be coming out in September of this year, like I said, with 2 episodes airing. And again, with this one, seeing the behind the scenes footage, seeing like the process of this being filmed, this honestly has got me a little bit more excited than Ironheart, but honestly just by like a little bit. With the show, I honestly don't feel like we needed this show, especially after like what happened with WandaVision, but I'm going to be checking it out. If it's good, it's good. If not, then I guess another thing to just throw away with Marvel. But you see this, what are your thoughts are about the title? What are your thoughts are about the release date? Will you be checking it out? Let me know in the comment section down below. But the final thing here that they did talk about, one that I'm really excited about, is we got the first look, the logo of Daredevil, and my god, it looks fantastic. They have confirmed that it is going to be coming out next year, so 2025, but that logo just looks absolutely fantastic. They confirmed that Daredevil is going to be going as a 9-episode show, so we are getting multiple seasons of Daredevil. They've confirmed that basically, and so with this, it's going to be 9 episodes rather than the previous 18 episodes, which honestly I'm not too fussed about, as long as it's not like 20-30 minutes per episode. It's focused heavily on like the storyline. With what they were going to announce with 18 episodes, it was going to be basically the first 4 episodes you won't see Daredevil in his costume or anything like that, so realistically it was just going to be 14 episodes of Daredevil. But even then, with the whole creative overhaul, with what we saw in terms of behind the scenes stuff, I'm really looking forward to this. 2025, when it comes to like Marvel side of things here, does look like it's going to be really good. So you've got Captain America, Brave New World, you've got the Thunderbolts movie, the Fantastic Four movie, you've got then Ironheart show and Daredevil. So a really great 2025 when it comes to like Marvel side of things here. With honestly, the thing I'm looking forward to the most would be Fantastic Four and Daredevil, because it just has so much potential there. But you see this overall in terms of all the Marvel side of things here. What are your thoughts are about every announcement? Which one are you most excited about? Please let me know down in the comment section below. But that about wraps it up for this week's weekly entertainment news video. Again, loads to go over, so I apologize cramming in so many stuff because I've just been behind when it comes to like new stuff, and apologize that I haven't been posting in terms of the weekly news video as much as I wanted to. But subscribe so that you're not missing out on this, because we do this every week. Let me know your thoughts on everything we discuss in the comment section down below. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. This is YK Reviews. Peace.